Hey y'all, my name is Luke. I make bags from high performance materials that would otherwise be discarded. Today I'm back on the boat project. Just wanted to show you all what it looks like right now, what I'm working on, and just like the state of the boat 2 years in here. So up at the very front of the boat, the bow, this is what it looks like right now. And this will be kind of towards the end of the project. I think I'm going to work my way from the stern forward. So this will be kind of the last thing to get finished up eventually, but there will be a bowsprit here to attach a asymmetrical spinnaker. And there's going to be a windlass probably mounted on here that will take the chain up from the anchor, and the anchor will be on an anchor roller at the very front there. So just got to figure out the right way to do an anchor bucket, some storage for fenders and stuff in here, and a door that, hatch door that closes over the whole thing, forestay attachment, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to have a new hatch on here. Probably going to have all new hatches. But looking back, yep, all this is going to get new glass on top of it. And we're going to do the integrated toe rails like a lot of modern boats have. So it's just like a fiberglass reinforced foam that the stanchions will be attached to. And I've got this mast hole pretty much done. I need to put some more layers of fiberglass on top of it. But this is the shape of the actual mast itself. And I think there's enough room around the edges there. Maybe y'all can tell me that I'm an idiot and I need to make more space for the mast to go in. But going further back, I got to redo this Dodger attachment spot because it needed to be moved anyway. So I've got some notes on that. And then we get back to the cockpit area. So if you've been following along, you can see this green foam here. This is where we elongated the cabin and made the cockpit a little smaller, just to give us more space to live inside. And I'm working on making these perfect here. There will be a floor attached on the inside here, so these will be like cockpit pockets, but there'll also be spots for air intakes and air going out. So the engine will be sucking in cold air under here, so that way you're not getting water on the air intake thing all the time. It'll be kind of hidden away inside there, and then the exhaust of the hot air will be out on this side. And here's what I've been working on the most lately. This is obviously pretty bare bones still. Started building a mold on this side, and this will come down. So once I get down there, you can see that's the step that I laid up yesterday, so I'll pop it out of the mold today. But that is going to go right here, and will be like, this will be a spot to step on and off the swim platform that'll be down there. So step here and then up here to cockpit level. So after that is glassed in, I'll fill this in here, fill this in, fill this in, and then I'll have everything laid out so I can actually make the floor, put the floor in, and then can start looking at cutting out access hatches to this whole area down below. There'll be an access hatch on either side behind where the pedestals are going to be. So we're going to do 2 steering wheels, 1 pedestal here, 1 pedestal here, and then the steering gear will be down below here. The rudder post is going to go right about here. And shivs for cables for the steering gear going to the quadrant there. And yeah, then it's time to start thinking about the swim platform after that. And I want to glass in solid plugs or wrench-shaped plugs to where the hinges are going to go and where the attachments for holding it up and down. I think we're going to do electric actuators on the swim platform, so we'll just be able to push a button and the swim platform will lower down to its target setting, and then there'll be some little Dyneema cords to hold it up. So I got to figure out how to build in the actuators onto either side here. And another thing we saw at the boat show was some dinghy davits made of aluminum tubes that extend in and out, so you don't have to have a big, stainless steel tower if you have these telescoping aluminum dinghy davits. So I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, if they go in here, then I should have a tiny little bulkhead here to like reinforce the back end of it so that it's super strong. But yeah, it feels like progress. There used to be a giant ass hole here, and now it's all filled in with carbon fiber and foam. And then there obviously didn't used to be this whole thing here, so I've got that in. Had to make a lot of fixes to that upside down fiberglassing. I'm still figuring out how to do that. So that's what the cockpit looks like right now. Like I said, I'll pop that step out of the mold today and make sure it fits in this spot as well as I hope it does. Let's go down below and check out what's going on down there. Of course, I don't have the light plugged in, but starting from the front here, I think we're going to cut this out and put in a water tank. So it'll be a new water tank up here in the bow. And a lot of the interior stuff we're going to keep more or less as is, like this closet will stay here. This will all stay there. We're thinking about doing split tanks. Sorry about that. So a big tank here, a big tank there, which is kind of the only spot that we can put in water and fuel tanks. So a buddy had a good idea based on a YouTube comment I got, thank you, that said, you know, if you have all fuel on one side and all water on one side, you might be lopsided. So his idea was to make split tanks. So it's like half water, half fuel, half water, half fuel, with pumps that you can transfer in between. But yeah, just for that commenter who was asking, you know, why aren't they down below, I'll show you how shallow our bilge is on this boat. It's very dirty right now, but you can see there really isn't much of a bilge, so there's not really space for tanks down below or anything. Okay, and there's the mast stick. That's where the mast comes through the hole there, sits down there. And this is the hydraulic reservoir for the keel lift. And that's where that goes. So I'm hoping to replace that whole thing with a 24-volt keel lift system. So that way we can free up this space for storage and have one more thing on an electric system instead of, I mean, hydraulics are great and all, but I'd rather avoid it if I can. But that's the hydraulic keel lift right there. Plenty of space for a 24-volt electric version. Nothing new in the galley at all, but if we go into the bathroom here, this is where toilet is going to be right here, where it was originally. Shower is going to be over here, and we added all this space. So that's going to be pretty beneficial. My thought is to have a perhaps folding, perhaps just solid one-piece clear plastic door that folds out this way so that you're not splashing water all over the toilet while you're showering. And there's enough space for Megan and I to stand up in here, so it'll be good shower space. We'll put in a little sink there. And yeah, just a drain down there for that. And over here where our berth is going to be, our bedroom. Nothing on that side. So this will be closed off here. So there'll be a bulkhead here, a little mini one, and then a floor for this shelf that'll be accessible from the cockpit. But here is an engine access panel that I was working on.